Lesson 2, Basic Geometric Construction. So in this module, you will learn the fundamental geometric constructions using straight edge and compass. So the goal of this is to expose you in some terms of geometry like bisector and perpendicular. Also, familiarity with instrument, compass, and straight edge in basic geometric construction. Construction using compass and straight edge have a long history in Euclidean geometry. Their utilization mirrors the fundamental axioms of this system. Now let us first define the following terms below. So first we have the bisector. So bisector is a line that divides something into two equal parts. So in this figure we have the line segment AB and the line MN. So line MN bisect the line segment AB. So this line MN, is a bisector. So it divides this line segment into two equal parts. So it divides the line segment AB into two equal parts. Next one, we have the perpendicular bisector. So it is a line perpendicular to another line that divides the original line into two congruent parts. So we have the line K. It is the perpendicular bisector of line M. So when we say perpendicular, two lines forms a right angle. So this is the line perpendicular to another line that divides the original line into two congruent parts, and it forms a right angle. So this is the perpendicular bisector. Next, we have the compass. So it is an instrument for drawing circles and arcs and measuring distance between points, consisting of two arms linked by a movable joint, one arm ending in a point and the other usually carrying a pencil or pen. So this is an example of a compass. Next, we have the straight edge. It is a ruler with or without units. It's used to guide in making a straight line or figure. And this is an example of a straight edge. So it is a ruler. So you can use any straight edge with or without unit. Now let us proceed to the basic geometric construction. So in geometry, the word construction means to draw geometric figures accurately. This construction uses a compass, straight edge, or a ruler, and a pencil. So this is a pure form of geometric construction. No computation is involved. So the imprint showed in the ruler may not be utilized as measurement. Let us have the basic geometric construction 1, which is construct a segment congruent to a given segment. Okay, so of course in this construction, we need a compass and a straight edge. And also in our compass, we have a pencil. So we have the given DE. So we have the line segment DE. So here we have to construct line segment MN congruent to line segment DE. So step 1, you have to use the straight edge to draw a line and indicate a point M on the line. So first, draw a line. So we have the line. And indicate point M on the line. So we have this point and name it as point M. And then step 2, fix compass opening to match the length of DE. So you have to fix this compass from point D up to point E. you have to adjust the compass up to point D to point E. So now we have the radius. Now for the last step, you have to mark on the line the point N with distance DE from M. So using the same measure, so hindi nyo dapat gagalawin yung adjustment na ginawa nyo sa compass. So from point M, you have to mark another point and name it as point N. Now you have the line segment DE congruent to line segment MN. Next example, we have the basic geometric construction 2, which you construct an angle congruent to a given angle. So we have this given angle, angle B, and we will construct another angle which is congruent to angle B. Step 1. Draw an arbitrary arc with center B of the given angle. And then with the same measure, with the same compass setting, redraw the arc with the center B on the other angle. Step 2. Measure the arc between the sides of the original angle. So you have to set the compass up to this point and then mark off the measure of the arc with center B. And then for the last step, join the mark to B. So from this point, you have to draw the line from point B up to the point of intersection of the arcs. Okay. So we have these two congruent angles. Next, we have the basic geometric construction 3, construction of angle bisector. So we have this given angle. We have angle B. You have to construct angle bisector of angle CBD. Step 1. Locate points C and D, one on each side of angle B, so that the rays BC is equal to BD. This can be done by drawing an arc of a circle with center at B. So this is point C and this is point D. Step 2. Draw an arc with center B of any radius. And then for the last step, draw an arc with center C of any radius greater than half of the ray CD. So repeat this with center D using the same radius. So note that you have to make sure that the two arcs cross. So this is the point where the arc cross. For the last step, join B to the point where the arc cross using straight edge. So now we have the bisector of angle CBD. So when we say bisector, it is a line that divides something into two equal parts. So next one, we have the basic geometric construction 4, construction of midpoint and perpendicular bisector of a segment. So here we will construct the midpoint X of MN and perpendicular bisector of DE. So this is the given line segment, which is point D and point E. So step 1, using the center D and radius R, which is more than half of DE, draw two arcs on both sides of DE. Mark the intersection of the arcs as M and N. So from D, you have to draw an arc. Also from point E, you will draw another arc. Make sure that the two arcs cross each other. For step 2, connect point M and point N using a straight edge, forming line MN that intersect DE at point X. So we will use a straight edge or ruler and then connect the point M and N. And point X is the intersection. So now we have the step 3. Line MN is the perpendicular bisector of the segment DE, and the intersection of MN with DE is the midpoint X of DE. Now for number 5, we have the construction of a perpendicular to a given line through a given point on the line. So given the line M, so we have to draw a line M, and point P on line M. So we will construct a line through P perpendicular to M. Step 1. So using the center P and any radius, locate 2 points S and T on the circle which is on line M. So using the compass, we will form a circle. Then we have point S and point T on line M. For step 2, using center S and T, draw a radius which is more than half of ST. So you have to adjust the compass. So more than half of ST. Then you will draw two arcs on both sides of ST above P. Mark the intersection of the arcs as L and N. So now using the center S, you have to draw an arc above P and another arc using the center T and mark the intersection of the arcs as L and N. So we have this point L and point N. So for step 3, connect point L and point N using a straight edge, forming line LN that intersects line M at point P. So using this ruler, you have to connect point L and point N, intersect at line M at point P. So the perpendicular bisector of ST is the perpendicular line of M that passes through point P. So when we say perpendicular, it forms a right angle. So two lines that forms a right angle. Since SP and PT are equal, point P is the midpoint of ST. Subsequently, the perpendicular bisector of ST contains point P. and it is a perpendicular to line M. So last one, we have the basic geometric construction 6. Construct a parallel to a given line through a point not on the line. So given the line and point and not on the line, we will construct a parallel line through point not on the line. For step 1, draw any line through N that meets the given line. So from point N through the given line. Step 2, perform construction on copying an angle using angle at S on the other side of the line just drawn with vertex N. So from N up to the line. So this will be the radius. So from point S, you have to form an arc or construct an arc. And then also from point N, you have to draw another arc that crosses the arc from S. For step 3, extend the side of new angle through N, giving the desired parallel line. So now we have the two parallel lines. So those are the basic geometric constructions using the instruments, compass, straight edge, and a pencil.